So this will be the last in the series of the Japanese maple videos for now. This is our larger Beniotaki that's in our backyard, and I had showed an earlier one that was about 3 feet tall. This is the one, this is a good example of what I was talking about in the earlier one with the Beniotaki, with its linear, more linear lobum type leaves like this. Long, strappy, bamboo-like leaves. Is we have this as kind of obscuring of our deck where we sit and from our window in the house. And even as it gets larger, you can see that, you know, the sun strikes the leaves and it really illuminates their overall look. And the way they blow in the wind and the movement, but you can still see through it. It's not like having a thick, dense type maple tree that blocks everything, that kind of makes you feel closed in. It's just a terrific look. They say this can get, 15 feet tall. It's all about maybe 8 feet tall now. So we'll see how that goes. But it's in a great spot for that. Even if it does get that tall, it'll be kind of up over our heads. Doesn't totally block the sunlight or anything to the plants below it. Really nice selection. And it's grown at a fairly good rate, probably, 8 inches, 10 inches a year or something for the first few years that we've had it. This is our Ukieumo that we put in a pot, and we got a good deal on it. Some of the leaves are just green. I think some of the extremities got burned off. It's an Acer palmatum. It got burned off in the late frost that we had, so you can see there's some green leaves on it. But the idea of this particular one is how white and pink the leaves can get. Very different than the Orito nishki. With the Orito nishki has big swirls and things like that. This is like speckling through like the entire leaves of white, and each year it can be different is the big thing with these. Some years it can come out mostly green, but they say every 3 years it can be almost totally white. And the more, or I would say the less that you fertilize it, they say the more you abuse it, the better color it has. It's kind of one of those type things. So, and this year it's kind of in between. It's got tons of white. Back here in the total shade, one thing that they always say is if it can be in more shade in the springtime as it comes out, slower emergence of it really helps it have really better color too. So it's showing really well this year. This is our Anaba Shidare. We have in a pot. We've had it in a pot for at least 5 years. And I see things that they have gotten really large. I don't know if it's because we're in a pot. It's a dissected leaf Acer palmatum. Great red, all season long. Really doesn't wash out in the summer sun. It's in pretty good sun all summer. Starts to get into the shade late August and September. But the fall color is just spectacular. Bright cherry red. And bright cherry red that holds on for a couple of weeks too. It is really... it's something special with the great weeping nature of it, and it's been a very strong growing tree. We're in a zone, they say 7A, it used to be like 6B, but being in a pot and everything, and it's it's a bigger round pot, but it's still fairly small for the size of the tree, and it has survived really well and comes out full every year. And again, at 5 years old, hasn't grown tremendously from the time we've gotten it. I would say maybe it's 4 or 5 inches taller or something in that time from the top, but it's weeping down, and great contrast with the heucheras that we have down below it. This is a Coto no Ito, a little more common type strap leaf, Japanese maple, Acer palmatum, a linear lobum, like a linear lobum strap leaf, and has the really skinny leaves growing out, stays green, has great yellow orange color in the fall, and this one can get taller. They say 10 or 15 feet over time. This was a recovery one for us that had gotten really badly damaged in a late cold snap, real cold snap, where it was in a pot and it went down to 0 degrees or below and had a lot of branches that completely died. So anyway, it's doing well. Can be in the shade, obviously, because it's green. And just a great, loose, kind of blocking, nice coverage type tree. Back here we have the Sagara, no, it's the Toyama nishki. So this is another recovery effort of ours. As you can see, like it's only weeping in one direction. And in the back, the other side had died when we got it late in the season from a garden center. But a great slow growing weeper, dissected leaf that has the green and the reds to it. And when we initially got it, it had a little more white in there. I think it's going to take a couple years for this particular one to really show its stuff and kind of recover from the state that it was when we got it. This is our Higayama. So this is kind of the parent to Abigail Rose that I showed you previous video, and then I think in the first or second video was the on the Japanese maples was the eye candy. So this is the parent to those, and you can see it's got, this is the oldest one. Apparently this one's this cultivar is a few hundred years old, but you can see it's got the great pink and white and green variegation to it. You know, this tree we got fairly small. We had a larger one that didn't make it. That was a recovery effort again. And this one's fairly small, and we noticed that every year the variegation keeps getting stronger and stronger on this one. So we're hopeful going forward. Some of the leaves are kind of just mixed green and white variegation now, which is what it turns to in the summer anyway. But the spring colors are really like that leaf. Really the pink, it rolls out almost like a claw, like a dragon's claw kind of, as the petals of the leaf roll out with the pink on them. And then they age to just the white and green variegation on it. And this does not revert. So if you get green leaves on it, like some of these are green leaves now, some of the growth, as it matures, those leaves will have better variegation color to them. But this one, there's never a need to cut off a branch or anything like that, because the next season or the next season after that, they'll go back to what the original color should be. This is the Shishi gasher. So this is the lion's head, which is the green version, more or less, of the Karenai Jishi that I showed a couple of videos ago. So same thing, it's got the very crinkly, shingled green leaves. Very slow, slow grower, 6 inches, 8 inches a year or something. Has a great, this is a recovery of ours, so it's got the great thick stalk to it. And this one's only about probably 5 feet tall, 5.5 feet tall, because a lot of it had died off in a late cold snap when it was in a pot. And the structure of it, we have it lit up at nighttime, and the structure of it even in the winter is almost bonsai-like. So it's great to look at whether it's summertime or wintertime. But again, right up on a path, you can see the shade, how the shade looks really cool even with the leaves. It's almost black inside where the sun's not hitting it directly. And I think the last one I want to show, did I show the Dr. Brown? I did show the Dr. Brown. I think that's the last one that I have for now. That is the last one that I have for now. So that is it for the Japanese maple tour for the moment. I might pick off a couple later, but that was the majority of them.